attention. Martine. Alright, how's it going everyone? I'm Martine Huerta, and today I'm going to be presenting my culture artifact, which is going to be...
Martine, step closer.
Oh, there you go. Flag still. There we go. The American flag. Who here has ever seen this flag before? Okay. Who here, has a special meaning to them? Anybody? Can I call on a few of you? What does it mean to you?
Freedom.
Freedom? Anyone else? That's basically it. Okay. There you go. Well, the flag, to me personally, it stands for freedom as well, but it also stands for everything I think America was built on originally, which is basically the American dream. You can come here, do what you want to do, be what you want to be, and make success. And your life is basically up to yourself. You can be a success if you want, or you can be just a bum on the street, I guess. This is the original American flag right here. I don't know if any of you have seen this picture before. Kind of looks similar to what we have now. Same bicycle principles like the stars and stripes. Does anyone here know what those stars and stripes actually mean? Yeah, basically the same thing. Does anyone know what the colors mean?
Red and blue.
What about white? So white actually just, sorry, that's my speech, I shouldn't be said sorry. So white actually stands for purity, and in a sense, which is what we were when we were trying to become a country back in 1776 when we declared independence from the British. Anybody know what the blue stands for? No? Well, it stands for vigilance, perseverance, and justice, which are all things that every American deserves to have on their side equally, and it's all things that I think that we still stand for. So, before we get into my actual speech, I just want to give you kind of a background of what the speech is going to be about. It's going to be about how the American flag stands to resemble a different meaning to every individual that comes in contact with it. It's one of the few items in the world that is worldwide known, and to everyone who looks at it, it has a different meaning. So, I just basically said what I thought it meant. Freedom. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to express yourself. These are all things that we kind of take for granted today, but some of us around the world don't get those type of, privileges. So they look at America still as that top place, the place that they want to go and stuff. And just because we're at a current state where I feel like us as millennials might not feel comfortable, I think that we need to still remember that that's what America was built upon, and it is your right. Let's start off. I'm going to go back to a couple of the decades to show you what the flag kind of meant for that particular decade. I'm not going to go all the way back to 1776 and go by decades. I'll just go to the more modern era. I'm going to start with 1940s. I believe this is the time, that the American flag went from being kind of just in America to a worldwide known kind of flag. We became, 1941, we entered World War II. These two flags kind of show the different representations of what America was in the 40s, I think. You have racism still. Big factor in World War II. Not many of you know this, but a lot of Japanese people were actually taken into concentration camps here in the United States during that time because the Japanese attacked us at Pearl Harbor, of course. But this did not happen to people of German or Italian descent. Just kind of shows you this is us in victory, but this is also another side of America that they don't want you to see, which was the racism. And people continue to come here even through the 1940s and on just because they still wanted to believe in those American ideals and stuff. 1950s, still same kind of thing. This right here is, we're kind of, the 50s kind of brought America into the modern forefront where everyone wants to be like America. We're kind of looked at upon, the flag is kind of looked upon as like the symbol of good throughout the world. And everyone wanted to come to America to better their life. The average American family made 3 times more than any European family during this time. But there was also a time where us as Americans trying to find ourselves, our own identity, I think. Coming into modern times, we still have racism. Communism was a real big thing in the 50s with America, especially after the World War II, when us and the Soviet Union were really going at it. Does anyone know who that is? Yeah, it's Dr. King. This is a fake type of poster that you would see because people in the upper government wanted us to kind of turn on each other and not really, and so they would create ads like this to make you think that, hey, you know, we're supposed to hate communists, so who else should we hate if they're along with the communists? 1960s, same kind of deal. Right now, 60s, this is when the civil rights movement started in the 50s, but it ended here. I like these pictures because it shows this is the first time that MLK had met JFK before he was assassinated. Some of the other civil rights leaders met there, and it was kind of JFK I like to relate him to like Obama. He was a younger president. He was a different type of president. He was trying to bring in a new. That's it. Just keep going.
I can wrap up. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of just. He was a younger president trying to bring new ideals to America and change the way America was looked at, and trying to become the new forefront. Still, other items. I had a dream speech, the Vietnam War, and then also protest. 70s and 80s, kind of same basic principles. Ronald Reagan came into office. Soviet Union was deceased. We kind of beat them in the Cold. We didn't kind of. We beat them in the Cold War. That's Woodstock. Hippies. That was kind of the new people of the old generation. Didn't really like the hippies. Kind of like our old generation don't like us as millennials. So I think that they kind of started that. Just go. 1990s to the present. These are all American-made companies. I believe that us as millennials, we kind of don't want to keep doing things the way we've been doing them. We want to change it, and I think that's a good thing just because as Americans, we want to be looked at as like the greatest country again, and we want to be able to lead that way.
Martine, you're at about 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so you gotta wrap up.
All right, so my conclusion is basically the American flag. The American flag stands for different meaning to everyone. It still should stand for the good qualities America stands for, and I believe that, and hopefully we can go back to it.